Institutions Innovation Council that we have formed in the year 2022 end, and we have just finished the Institute Innovation Council ISC 5.0 just in this month, and with couple of events and all. Thank you so much for Sister Nivedita University and their their management, as well as our VC sir, Ina madam, those who have given us full support. As you know that you have already done the Smart India Hackathon first round prelim, and this is the right platform, I think, to announce your results. So today we will announce the result, but not me, not Ina ma'am, not VC sir, but our very special guest today with us, Mr. Deepan Sahu. He is from the Institutions Innovation Council, Ministry of HRD, Delhi. I'll give you a very short introduction of Mr. Deepan Sahu later on. So before that, I would ask, or I would request Ina madam, the President of Institutions Innovation Council, to address you all. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, please, just for a minute.
Good afternoon, students. We are still waiting for some more students and faculty members to join. This day, we have been looking forward and waiting for this day to come for the last 2 years or so. And today, we are really benefited. We are really happy that we have the key person of innovation. I call him the innovation man of AICTE, Mr. Deepan Sahu. He's here. He will tell us whether or not to take up innovative ideas, whether to adopt the skills of entrepreneurship and not run after jobs. I will not take your time further. I would request our Honorable VC sir to please come up on stage and give the welcome address as well as felicitate Mr. Deepan Sahu.
Good evening, everybody. Today, all of us are here for the workshop on entrepreneurship and innovation as career opportunity. And as Ina ma'am already mentioned to us that we are waiting for this for a long period of time, but we get the key person after 2 years. So we have with us a very, very important personality, Deepan Sahu, who is the Assistant Innovation Director of the Ministry of Education, Innovation Cell and AICTE, Government of India. As I'm interacting with him for last couple of minutes, I find that why we consider him as a person of who can really motivate us for this this innovation council. Now, normally, he very rightly pointed out to me that it is our education system which is one of the barrier in making the student innovative, as well as giving them an idea that they can be an entrepreneur. In general, our thought when we grew up from our family, from our surroundings, is that I am actually participating in this education to get a job, and that's it. So I can create a job. I have a couple of ideas which I can translate into some sort of entrepreneurship. These basic things are not being nurtured in our conventional education system. But it is very important for us right now, and I just wanted to say, Mr. Shah, that the NEP 2020 itself gives us a huge boost in this. And one of the basic thing for which I hope that this generation who are right now going to be in this NEP 2020 curricula is to break this basic concept of compartmentalization between different disciplines. The cross-disciplinary nature of education is being emphasized in a very big way in NEP 2020. And that compartmentalization, this removal of boundaries, this will give the scope for the students to think creatively and to be innovative in nature. In general, when you look at it, whatever be the discipline you may be, the first thing comes at innovation, entrepreneurship. This is something related to engineering discipline. But no, he rightly mentioned that it is across the discipline. It is not. This is something we have to understand, that the creativity, problem solving, these things are completely different from particular branch of subject. A person in social science, a person in performing arts, everywhere there are scopes for innovation. Everywhere there are scope for having the innovation and the creativity. But the things what we have to understand, that how we can be job giver instead of job seeker. And for job giver, you have to open up your mind in a completely different way. And that actually needs quite a bit of persistence, the specific education and training, because if you know that Swami Vivekananda always mentioned that it is everyone, there within him lies the basic facts which should actually be nurtured by us. And if you nurture that, you can definitely get the perfection out of that. So we have to nurture these things among you, my dear students, and that is one of the vision and mission of the university, Sister Nivedita University. And I'm sure this Innovation Council with its all different types of programs are going to help you. So you are here to listen from Mr. Sahu regarding this entrepreneurship and innovation as career opportunity. But while doing that, always question yourself that how you look at it, whether you believe it or not, and how you can practice it, and then only we can have the success of this particular program. With these few words, wishing a great success of this, an outcome, good outcome of this particular program. I want to thank Mr. Sahu for coming over here, and also thank our Innovation Council, the IIC, for organizing this program today. Thank you. Namaskar. Madam.
My voice is going? Am I audible? Okay. First of all, I will thank Honorable Vice Chancellor of Sister Nivedita University, Professor Dhruvajyoti Chattopadhyay, and the President of Institutions Innovation Council established at SNU, Dr. Inna Bose Madam ji, and convener Dr. Sachin ji, and all the members of IIC, faculty and student members of IIC, which is functioning at SNU, and all the participants are here. Those are going to hear and learn from something from me, and also I will learn from you on innovation and entrepreneurship. Because this program is meant for you all, and today we are gathering to understand, to know each other, and to learn from each other. That is the what innovation and creativity and entrepreneurship says, because where learning stops, our growth stops, and growth comes through creativity and innovation, and entrepreneurship is the means through which we accelerate our growth and generate wealth. So let's come to the topic. That topic is, I think it is well written, innovation and entrepreneurship as a career opportunity, alternative career opportunity. I say it is an alternative career opportunity rather than as a complete that is things, because innovation and entrepreneurship is a mean. It is not like another discipline what you study like engineering or medical or management. Okay, let me ask you a simple question, because few of you are in your final year, and maybe couple of students are there in the first year students. How many of you have decided your career, what you want to be? Please mind my sentence, what I want to be. Have you asked these questions to yourself ever? Have you find an answer? Please raise your hand. 1, 2, 1, 2, only 2. Others are clueless where you want to join, what you want to do. Clueless. And if you are in your third year, fourth year, you must have asked this question, and this question is called what I want to become or what I want to do. So only 2 questions you can ask. If you are finding to answer for your career, you have to ask 2 questions. What I want to become or what I want to do. See, when you will ask what I want to become, you will get an answer like become a doctor, become an engineer, or become scientist, something kind of things. And alternatively, if you ask question what I want to do, you will not get this kind of doctor engineer. You will get a bigger goal compared to the previous question, which is much more long term perspective. So when you will ask what I want to do, you will get the answer, I want to bring these changes, I want to bring that changes, I will achieve this, like that. It is not a position specific, it is not a kind of occupation specific. When your approach, when your thought is not position specific and occupation specific, then it is much more inclusive and long term, and also it will give you a better alternatives to explore and to reach the goal. This is the what difference between what I want to become and what I want to do. So please ask these 2 questions and find which question you are much more comfortable. If you are comfortable with what I want to become, it is kind of job seeking mentality. If you want to ask what I want to do, it is a job creator mentality. So by asking these 2 questions to yourself and to know which question is actually you are getting or much comfortable, there also you can find you are inclined towards innovation entrepreneurship, or you are inclined towards just to play the role of as an employee and a job seeking. That things you can identify. This is the thumb rule, first thumb rule you have to test yourself. So just ask yourself, just take 2 to 3 seconds, just ask yourself and which question is actually you are much comfortable. What I want to become or what I want to do. which question is coming to mind, or you are feeling much comfortable when you are asking this question to yourself? 2 seconds. Okay, now raise your hand. Who is comfortable with what I want to become? 1. Don't hesitate, because this is an indication, this is not a permanent one. It will change as you progress. Good. So others, how many you got actually what I want to do in my life? Okay, I will take a call about the second row, the third row. Somebody has raised the hand. Can you tell me? No, the second row. I think you have raised your hand, right? Okay, please stand. What you want to do? आप बैठिए. पीछे आपका पीछे. What I want to do? You have raised the hand. So what you want to do in your life? Can you tell me your vision? Bit loud, bit loud. Finance side?
Yes, I am. Hello. Hello. Yes, I am a student of MSc Economics first year, and previously I haven't aspired much in life, but now I want to do something better in finance world.
In the finance sector?
Yeah.
See, it is not properly refined, but let me refine it. See, he has selected a sector first. See, it indicates that how you are refining your vision, how you are setting the mission, that is very, very important. The moment or the way you will develop, maybe the vision will change as you will progress, but you should have some vision, and that vision will direct you, that vision will lead you the path, and how to accomplish that vision through different milestones. And having a vision is very, very important. And that's why, and as he mentioned, the vision started with the finance sector. He wants to contribute to the finance sector. Once you decided the sector, then you have to further micro plan, and you have to further identify what changes you want to bring in this finance sector. Maybe then you have to go and interact with, identify the problems experienced in the finance sector, and then you have to come up with a solution. But at least having an interest field, or the kind of interest discipline or interested sector where you can work, or where you can bring your expertise, your interest, your involvement in a long-term association is must, and that is the where entrepreneurship starts. That is the where innovation starts. So having a vision, having a broader plan, and a region for contributing to the society is must to start with innovation and entrepreneurship. If you are not having a vision, I think you are good for employee, or you go and join a job, but maybe you will discover something, but this is the indications of innovation and entrepreneurship things. My presentation is here. Okay, let me start with this one. We will do a small exercise. You know, this is what this picture is. In this picture, there is a tree, and at the bottom there is some cut. That means this tree will not withstand for a long time. Sometime it will fall. Then at the bottom there is a lion who is waiting for somebody, and a boy is hanging in one branch, and a snake is there in the other branch, and at the back side, Just see, because I am going to ask questions to you all. You have to give the answer. See, in this picture, a crisis situation is there, and this crisis situation is like this. A boy is hanging in the branch, and there is a snake in the other side. A lion is at the bottom who is watching and who is waiting for the boy to come down, and there is a ground, there is a water is there, and 2 crocodiles are waiting. Consider this is a situation given to you and you are in that situation. How you will escape from that? How you will escape? Please raise your hand if you know the answer, and and your answer will tell how you are utilizing your mind, how you are utilizing your brain to escape or to address this kind of crisis situation. Anybody has any answer, any clue? What would be the strategy, what would be the solution in this case? Please raise your hand, I will ask one by one. Yes, please tell. You have to? You have to kill anyone. Okay. That is your assumption that you will kill anybody, because actually your both hands are tight, right? So to kill somebody you have to be free. Anybody? Yes?
Sir, basically, wild animals don't harm unless we harm them. So I think so that I will stay calm unless they go away.
Okay, that means your assumption is that they are not harmful. So far, you are not harming them. So you have to, but you have to wait there. How long? How long again? How long?
At least stay calm, like something non-living creature, something like that.
Okay, partly answer. Somebody? Yes. The other side? Yes.
So looking from here, it seems that there is a crack at the tree. So if the boy swings a little bit, the tree will fall down upon the crocodiles, and the snake will also fall down with him. So that the falling tree might kill the 2 crocodiles and he might escape.
Okay. So your assumption is that when some incident will happen, kind of things, then few creatures will go away.
Swing a bit, so it may fall.
And the boy will swim faster than the crocodile in the water.
It
you are
will
assuming.
fall down upon the crocodile, the entire tree.
Okay. So your assumption is like this. Anybody will attempt, then I will give my answer. Anybody will attempt? Okay, please. Tell me. Huh? Yes, yes, you can speak.
হ্যালো স্যার, স্যার তাকে স্যার রিস্কটা নিতে হবে এটা সাপটাকে ধরার জন্য স্যার। এবার সাপটাকে ধরে ও যদি সেটাকে যদি দড়ি বানাতে পারে, সেটাকে যদি চেষ্টা করতে পারে, সে স্যার পৌঁছে যেতে পারে।
Okay, good. So your assumption is your assumption is deal with one by one, right? Now let's understand what you have said, and please silent, please listen. This is very interesting, and this is very much implication for your innovation, entrepreneurship, creativity. See, everybody has imagined something without not there, and you have come up with some assumption. Few assumptions are much accurate, few assumptions are not much accurate, right? So similarly, innovator and entrepreneur, when they are in the pursuit of identifying any opportunity or addressing any problems, they have to make some assumptions. And the more and more accurate of the assumption, the more and more the better will the solution. So your solution depend on the assumptions. So that means everybody is using the assumption, that means you are in the right track. But accuracy of this assumption is a matter of concern. And you know, our mind, our brain is having some mental blockingness, that is what we assume that all these creatures are enemies, because it was fed into our mind since our childhood. And when you think all these creatures are the enemies, you will always thinking for a strategy how to kill them, how to avoid them, how to kind of things. But nobody is thinking about that, being a living creature. And also there is a proven that many human beings, human species, we came from jungle only, and we can develop a friendship with all these creatures. So when you will think about the developing a friendship, understanding the others, and accordingly acting on that and coming up with the solution, that would be the best solution. And somebody has given partly, I think somebody who mentioned that somebody will not harm. So far you are, yes. So it is partly answered, but not properly, but having a friendship and developing a friendship culture will help you to get out of the crisis, and also better strategy to manage the odd situations. So have a round of applause for each and everyone, those who participated, and also giving the part answer. But this is the way you have to come and think out of the box. So having a out of box thinking is crucial, and using your brain to come up with the creative strategies is also crucial for innovation and entrepreneurship. And also having a accurate assumptions. The more and more the assumptions you will make is much related to the kind of a real market scenario, that will help you to come up with a better strategy. And this is the example, actually this is in Chinese letter of the crisis. So if you will go to China and you will ask them to write a crisis word, it will consist of the 2 letters. But the first letter itself is called the danger, and the second letter of the crisis is called opportunity. That means Chinese people, or in China, they see crisis as it's a mix of danger and opportunity side by side. It depends on us. It depends on our thought process, our experience, our mindset, that which side is get predominate over the other. So generally we see the opportunity, the danger part got predominated over the opportunity. That's why we never utilize the crisis in a better way. But in the last crisis, what is the last crisis happened in our country and the whole world? That is COVID. During the COVID time, we proved it, that during crisis, our education sector, our e-commerce sector, our finance sector actually has flourished, has increased, and many startup founders, they have set up and they now become the unicorn, right? And India made quite progress in terms of our economic way and also in other sectors during this COVID crisis. And it is generally led by the innovators and the entrepreneurs, because the flexibility, the kind of environment, the kind of adaptability mindset actually helped us. And this is another quality of innovator entrepreneur, to adapt to the system and quickly change the strategy to the business. And this is the things also we have to keep in our mind, that all these qualities will help in progress of our innovation entrepreneurship journey. I think something is happening here, I don't know. Okay, Einstein, who is one of the notable scientists, and according to him, this creativity and the happiness has a very strong linkage, has a strong relationship. How many of you are actually happy in your life? Whatever the situation, how many are actually happy in your life? Please raise your hand. How many of you are actually happy in your life? Only one? Others are not happy? Not happy? So then please raise your hand who is happy. No one is happy. Okay. How many of you are actually, okay, few, 2-3 persons, okay, assume 2-3 persons. How many of you are actually engage yourself in some innovation activities, some startup activities? 1, 2, again 2, 3, that means not much. So the research says, those are actually happy, they are likely to involve in many creative activities. This is a research, proven research. Similarly, if you are creative, you will always stay in a happy mood. So creative people are much happier, and happier people are much creative in nature. So if you are not creative, please stay happy, you will produce better things. And if you are not happy, then engage in creative works, gradually become happier. So it's a both ways, it's a golden rule and it is proven rule to stay happy in your life, also creative at the same time. And as per Einstein, he says that if anybody has not tried something new, if anybody has not failed in his pursuit, then I think he has not tried anything new. That means failure is inevitable. If you are trying to do some innovation, you have to fail and you have to accept fail as a part of the success. Innovation and startup is the only discipline where failure is acceptable, where failure is in a celebration. And all startups, successful startup founders, they must have failed 3 to 4 times, even more than that, before they venture into a successful startup. And failure says that you are progressing. Failure ensures that you are learning. Failure is ensuring that you are experiencing and not going to repeat the same mistakes when you will come across with a similar situation. And creativity is a contagious. Once you will start involving the creativity, others will start observing you and they will start also involving in the creativity. And this is the what another scientist said, that once your mind is moved off from one level of creativity to the another level of creativity, you will never come back to the again the original step. You will continuously upgrade, you will continuously up in the creativity scale. And this is the kind of a beauty of creativity and innovation. And let's do another small exercise through which actually you will understand how actually you will discover this innovation entrepreneurship skill and enterprising tendency within you. I will ask 4 questions. You have to only answer yes and you have to raise hand. And accordingly I will identify who are the potential entrepreneurs, who are the potential innovators are present in this group. A very small exercise but very interesting exercise. So first thing is that in the last 3 to 4 years, because you already spent some time in this college or you are already in your college life and you are doing so many activities every day on your own, how many of you are actually motivated to do their activities on their own without much dependency on their parents or the teachers or the friends? So let me finish. So when I say motivation, it is a self-motivation or an internal motivation rather than motivation from external sources like any parents will come and tell, please do this, please do that, or somebody is reminding you every time. It is not the motivation. The motivation is within you and you consciously think, you know that what needs to be delivered at what time, you have the time consciousness, you have the resource consciousness, you have the age consciousness, and accordingly you take the decision. So motivation is internal, motivation is self-motivation. How many of you are actually internally and self-motivated to complete the daily tasks that you are undertaking every day? Please raise your hand. Very less. That means you all depend on somebody to do your daily activities. Please raise your hand. Please raise your hand. Around 10-15. Around 10-15. This is the first level of criteria to become an innovator entrepreneur. First level. If you are not having internal motivation and self-motivation, that means you are not qualifying to become an innovator and entrepreneur. And even you will not do it, even I will give you 1 crore rupees. Internal motivation. Self-motivation is the first criteria. Once you qualify this, then the next level is your creative tendency. That means every day when you wake up and till you go to your bed, you come across with so many incidents. You are observing so many things are happening. If any incident is caught your interest and your restlessness to solve that incident, something that you are traveling and you found that something is not happening good, somebody's that road is not safety and some things are happening, and you observe that and that incident caught your interest. Okay, why it is happening? Is there any solution can be done, can be provided? Something, if something is restlessness is coming in your, within you to prescribe some solution. You prescribe a solution or not, that's a different question. But your mind is restlessness, your body is restlessness, because you come across with that incident and you have to, or it provokes you to prescribe some solution. If this kind of restlessness is with you, then it's the second level of criteria to qualify to become an innovator and entrepreneur. How many of you are actually feeling restlessness when you saw any incident that come across throughout the day, and you are thinking that you can prescribe some solutions to that? Anybody? Please raise your hand fully, not the half. 5, 6 or 7 something kind of things. So this is the second level criteria. The third level criteria is your called calculated risk taking. That means once you are motivated, once you found an incident that you want to develop a solution, then the next level is you have to start acting on it. That means you have to come up with a solution, and that solution should be based on certain logic, certain information, certain research done, and you have the logic should be backed by with some advice or some information that will help you to implement it. That means you believe on calculated risk taking rather than gambling. You are very much sure that what you have to do and what the solution prescribing and where it is the end. You should know the end of that intervention. So that means you have to back on the research, you have to back on the secondary information, you have to back on the kind of a feedback, opinion of experts, those are in that field, before you prescribe any solution. It is not abrupt, it's not something comes to mind and you tell something. What you tell, it should be backed by certain logics. How many of you believe on that your solution should be a logic rather than something abrupt what comes to your mind? Please raise your hand. Again 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, good. So this is the third level criteria. The fourth level criteria is once you decide, once you know the solution, you have to start acting on it. That means you never stop. Once you have the motivation, once you know the incident or the problem or the challenge, and once you know the solution, then you have to start working on it, and you have to start it, you have to finish it. How many of you believe that once you will start the activity, you should finish it, and you should have the plan A and B within you so that you will successfully end that project or end that activity? You believe on that? Please raise your hand. Okay, I asked all my 4 questions. Now I will ask the final rapid round. The first one, how many of you actually having the self motivation? Please raise your hand. Okay, the second question, how many of you have actually creative tendency, that is restlessness within you? Raise your hand. Okay, how many of you have actually the calculated risk taking ability? Please raise your hand. How many of you have actually the locus of control, that is better control over the situation to start and finish the task? Please raise your hand. Okay, first thing is that you all, around 10 to 15 members have raised this hand, but my final question is that how many of you raised yes for all these 4 questions? Yes for all these questions. Yes for all these questions. All please stand, those who raised hand. Are you in 4th year? First year? All first year? All first year? See, this is the contrast. 3rd year. Okay. See, the more is the freshness, the more is the creativity. 4th year and 3rd year students, they are now blocked with so many technical concepts, and they think solution only by keeping themselves in that technical boundary. Your mind is fresh. You think for you there is no boundary, right? This is the first point, first learning point. The second thing is that I am very much sure, 95% sure, you must have done something, some achievement in the last 1 to 2 years, maybe some social initiative, maybe some startup initiative, maybe something like that you've done, or some achievement you've done, at least district level or your town level, something. Am I right? Yes, sir. Who is saying yes? What's about you? What you have done Then you have, I'm asking you, what's your good name? This person. Have you done something in last 2 years which is considered to be innovative, or which considered to be something different from others? Okay, I got. Have you done something? The back side? Yes. What you did? What you did? Social work. Okay, I got your point. What you have done? Yes. What you have done? Okay, that means good. See, the thumb rule, what the questions have asked from this mass, these 5-6 young minds has emerged, and already they have proved that they have done something, and this indicates this is the beginning of innovation and entrepreneurship as an alternative career. Now for next 3 to 4 years, the more and more they will involve, they will give their time, they will think on better quality driven innovations. There will be high chance to start the startup, and the startup, once it will grow, then they will become wealthier, and also they will become a job creator. So this is the what, okay. Okay. So I will say that a big congratulations to these 5-6 young minds, because they are starting their entrepreneurship journey, and I will request the college, the SNU, Sister Nivedita University, that please identify this kind of students, those are having this kind of innovation and entrepreneur mindset, and nurture them and help them, provide all kind of incubation and the pre-incubation support, so that they will come up with the better solution. And a big round of applause for these young minds, because they have that true sense of capability and also having entrepreneur mind, and they have, I think, definitely out of this 5, 6, 7, 3 or 4 will definitely start a startup once they will complete the academic year at the SNU.
Congratulations. My request to you all is, please give your name and contact number and details to Sneha madam, and very soon you will be the student ambassadors of IIC, and we'll take it forward from there, right?
Now the next question is that once you discover, once you know, please listen, this is again very important things. Once you know that you are right for innovation and entrepreneurship, then you have to start working on the problem or the solution or the business opportunity. So many of us actually we fall in the trap at this stage. No doubt you have the motivation, no doubt you have all these qualities, but selection of the idea or the selection of the innovation and working on the problem is very, very crucial. What the problem you are going to select. It also happen, we think about 5 or 6 ideas at the same time. We don't know which idea to be pursued and which idea to be pursued later. That means prioritization of ideas and which is the big idea or which is the big business opportunity, that we are not much clear. So there is a thumb rule. That thumb rule will give you which ideas to be pursued and how you will tell that your idea is big or not. If I will go and ask everybody, they will tell that their idea is big, but actually all ideas are not the big idea. So how we will know that any idea is a big idea or not? So there is a thumb rule. The thumb rule says that if your idea that comes to mind is actually going to cater to the problems of the many customers, then there is called a big idea. How you will know? Once you know the problem, first you have to ask that it is whose problem. You should not solve the problem of yours. You should solve the problems of the others. So knowing the customer, knowing the potential beneficiaries of the problem is must. And then also know that after knowing the whose problem, you should ask what is the size of the customer. So that size of the customer will give you the market opportunity. So whose problem is the first customer segmentation, then the size of the customer should be the big number that will give you the if this kind of solution will come to the world or comes to the practice, then who is going to purchase it, who is going to adopt it? The first question, that number of target customer, and the second question is that once the solution will be ready, then how many times this solution will be purchased by the customer. If your solution will be purchased by only once, that means you are not able to get much revenue from that solution, from that business. So you have to think about a solution which can be purchased, there will be multiple or the frequency of the purchase, then also there will be number of services to be bundled with that, so that you will get good revenue from the business. And the third point is called willingness to pay. That means you have developed a solution, but it must be, there must be willingness to pay by the customer. They may like it, but if they are not willing to pay, then nothing will happen. All your money, all your time will get wasted. So first thing is the target size of the customer. Second is the frequency of the services to be used. Third thing is called willingness to pay is the must for any kind of innovation you are going to develop and you want to bring in the form of business opportunity. Consider if your business or if your solution is just a incremental of the innovation is already exist in the market. In that case, you have to add another factor, that is called how your product is going to be better compared to the competitor's product. That factor you have to take into account. But if your innovation is radical, then in that case need not to take the competitor's product because it is the first of its kind. Only in case of the incremental innovations you have to consider the fourth factor, that is called how your product and service is better than the competitor's product. So this thumb rule will help you to identify the right ideas among the multiple ideas are running in your mind, and then prioritizing these ideas, then working, taking the time and resource available in your hand into account. Accordingly, you have to start working on it. Once you will work on one idea, then you will focus on the idea which is in the second or third and the fourth list. So this is the called thumb rule for selecting the ideas. Then you have to apply the design thinking principle to work on that idea. Once you prioritize, till that time there is no need to spend a single penny. Only you have to spend the time on internet or interacting with the something called experts to prioritize the idea. Once you prioritize, once you decide which ideas to be pursued, then you have to apply the design thinking principle to understand that problem in depth and prescribing a solution which is aligned with the customer's requirement, then developing a prototype in the lab, and then taking the feedback from the customer, then developing a business model out of it. So design thinking says that you have to take customers' feedback, you have to consult with the customer in each and every stages, starting from ideations to the prototype developments to the business model development, and then further into the business plan development. And there are many stages, but the first stage is called empathizing that things, and how you will take these ideations to the innovation. So as I already said, the creativity and happiness, those are very strongly correlate. So innovations to happen, actually two things are essential. Like a child take birth from a father and mother, similarly innovation also follow the same principle. The necessity is called the mother of innovation. So you will only go and innovate when you feel the necessity, when you feel the need. That means need is the mother of innovation, whereas the creativity is the father of innovation. And this mother and father stay in one home, that is called our brain, that is called our mind. So our mind is the home where father and mother, the necessity and the creativity stay together, and this, if they found this home is suitable, if they found this home is comfortable, if they found this home is conducive, then they give birth to, they will give birth to innovation in each and every second, in each and every hour, in each and every day, in each and every year. So it is your duty, it's your responsibility to make this mind, your brain, a comfortable home for need or necessity and creativity, and so that your mind will produce innovations, ideas every day and every year, and also you will produce the startups. But actually innovation is not the starting point. To make the innovations to happen, it has to pass through another 2 stages. That is called curiosity. You know curiosity, right? So curiosity is the first stage. Then it comes your creativity, then it comes to your innovation. And the curiosity is the starting point. Without curiosity, your creativity will never start. Without creativity, your innovation will never start. So to have the innovation, curiosity and creativity has to be there. That means your curiosity is your childhood of the innovation. Creativity is your adulthood of the innovation, and your innovation is the actually growth stage, where they are the most productive stage of the innovation. And curiosity starts with what? A simple act, observing. Simply you have to observe the phenomena. Simply you have to interact with the people, through that your curiosity will start. And once you have the observing the phenomena, then you will start developing the identifying the challenges, and the challenges will help you in by using creativity, ideas and the innovations. So these are the steps of developing the ideas and the innovations, and it is always wise to spend much time to understand the problems rather than thinking about the solutions. The more time you will spend on the problems, understanding the problems cause and effect, that will help you to develop a better solution rather than spending much time on thinking about the solution. And let me, I think it is around 4:24, so let me conclude with how to identify the problems. Actually problems, if I will ask you, you have the different definition. If you will ask him, he will tell differently, but problem is also having some structure and some framework. Actually if you classify all kind of problems into 4 categories. Problems can be a simple problem, problems can be a chaotic problem, or the can be clear problem, and can be a chaotic problem, problems can be a complex, problem can be a complicated. Most of the innovators, most of the entrepreneurs, they are always trying to solve complex or the complicated, because for the simple problem or for the clear problems, the solution is already there in the market. The problem is already there and the solution is there, and somebody has to only identify the solution already there and they have to apply it. Generally innovators and entrepreneurs, they never go for the clear and chaotic problems. SMEs, small and medium enterprises, they may go for that, or like the small industries like your grocery or kind of this kind of business, small enterprises, they will go for clear kind of problems, because in clear solution is known, but for chaotic solution is not known. Actually there is need of some catastrophic kind of earthquake or something kind of things happening. Actually you have to only prepare yourself, you can't come up with a solution, you have to prepare yourself to respond to that. So chaotic problems never solved, it is only you have to respond quickly to that kind of problems. So chaotic problems, hardly you will find any startups operating in chaotic. But actually complex is interaction of many small problems, and they create a situation where it's called complex problems. And startup founders or the innovators, largely they focus on the complex problems and they come up with a solution, because they first dissect and they separate the problems complex into small problems, then they develop a pattern and they identify the solutions exist in the market, then they adopt it and they develop a unique solution. That's what called startup solutions. Complicated is the next level of the problem. Mostly it needs lots of research. Actually the researchers, the PhD scholars or the faculty members, they focus on complicated. They focus on the complicated problems because it needs lots of research and kind of a data to develop the solution. So if you know this kind of problems, if you know the problems what you are facing, and if you will put that problems into all these kind of categories, it will help you to develop a better solution, and that solution will be also will convert into a prototype or next into the startups. And how to develop a solution? There is also a structure. You have to ask how might we to solve the problems, and it will help you to develop a solution for any kind of problems. So there you have to ask yourself how it is to be solved, and what would be the alternative solutions, and through collaborative way what the solutions are there for the adoption. Okay, I will not take all these things. Finally, I will tell that currently India is in under Amrit Kal. Actually, in the last 75 years, we have developed a strong base of institutions. You know how many institutions we have? We have more than 65,000 higher educational institutions in our country. We have more than 15 lakh schools, and every year from these 65,000 institutions, 4 crore students are graduating, and they are entering to the job and competing for each other. But we need the job creators, those are going to give them jobs, and also solving the problems faced by our country and also faced by the world. And this Amrit Kal is actually designed in such way that actually our young minds and the technical capability we have developed and the kind of creativity of our students will help us to put India into the top 3 economy, and also by 2047 we want to become an advanced country, and by 2030 we want to be the 3rd largest economy in this world. And this Amrit Kal is actually a youth centric focused and focusing on growth and job creation, and this 20th century belongs to the Asia, because 19th century was for Europe where industrial revolution started, and 20th century was for USA, and that this 21st century is for China and India, and especially for India because China has already started. Now it has reached to a situation of stagnancy, and now it is because the population is the old population, and now it is started decreasing. But for India, we are the one of the emerging startup nation in the world, and we are also one of the youngest startup nation in the world. So we are emerging startup nation and also youngest startup nation in the world, because 75% of the startup founders belongs to the age group of 25 to 35, and 85% of startup founders are having education background of BTech, BE or Bachelor of the Management background. That means our student members, our faculty members are taking quite interest on this innovation entrepreneurship, and you will surprised to know that in 2016 there were only 400 startups, and now we have more than 90,000 startups in our country, and we are the 3rd largest startup nation, the 3rd largest startup ecosystem in the world, and we are keep growing. And if these things will continue, because IIC Institutions Innovation Council in institutions are actually helping in developing the ecosystem in our educational institutions, and at present we have more than 7,500 IICs, and gradually when this number will increase from 7,500 to 15,000, then 20,000, then just imagine the kind of the number of student startups will come from our educational institutions. Then definitely the Israel and USA, those are just ahead up to us. We will definitely cross, and in the global innovation index where our country is now 40th position, 5 years back we are in the 81st position. We are targeting to reach the top 10 position in next 5 to 6 years, and this is what the target we are achieving. This is the target we are setting, and to achieve this target, your role, efforts, contribution is going to play an important role, especially the institutions, because institutions has to provide that conducive climate for our faculty members and students to come, experience, learn and engage in innovation and entrepreneurship activities. And that's why we have many other policy programs like NISP adoption of National Innovation Startup Policy, where faculty and students can start their startups, and they will get incentives for involvement, and kind of if there is any kind of attendance shortage will come also, they will get something kind of discount on that, and institutions incubation unit will provide all kind of mentoring and funding supports to these student and faculty startups or faculty entrepreneurs to pursue their innovations forward. So there are so many such kind of clauses are there. If time permit, please go through the NISP, National Innovation Startup Policy document that is designed for higher education institutions, and this IIC in your institute is definitely one of the active and the dynamic structure which will help you on, will give you kind of exposure to the innovation entrepreneurship activities on every month and every on continuous basis, so that every year you will emerge as a better person in terms of creativeness, in terms of entrepreneurial ability, in terms of innovativeness. So that through that you, the kind of credibility, the kind of recognition you will get at the national level, at the state level, that will also help the institutions to grow, and through that whole system will go. And as I said that we have 65,000 education institutions. We want that every and each institution should have this kind of ecosystem, so that whole nation's ecosystem will grow together and collectively. So with this I will stop my session, and I know those stayed here and those left, I see these are the people actually having the kind of a ingenuity and the kind of intellectual ability and interest, and just take it forward and don't drop your kind of, see, in this path definitely you will get lots of challenges, but only those succeed where you have to face it, you have to face the challenge, and you have to cross it, and you have to go forward. So a round of applause for all these people, all these participants, those are here, and I'm sure, I'm sure you all must have tried something, but you may or may not have the kind of environment, or you may not have received this kind of support system, but help each other. Maybe by supporting each other, few of you will cross that challenging path. Okay, over to, yeah, please. You are very much right, but this trend is not now. This trend is happening since long, right? So mostly those are from IITs or the NITs or from the premier institutions. Once they complete their bachelor, mostly they go for the higher study generally, and once they land into the area, country like USA or UK or something like that, there they start developing their innovation and understanding on innovation entrepreneurship. Then they found a better climate there, that's why they continue there. So mostly you will find the innovators or startups from our country, mostly they have studied or they did their master program there, and they continued because they couldn't find that kind of climate exist in our country. But in the last 5 to 6 years, if you will see, mostly the startups developed by the students from second and third tier cities, not from IITs. IITs always they will go for outside, but those are graduating from second and third tier cities, from the rural areas. Now they are developing the startups. That is a new trend, and this new trend, they are mostly focusing on the social, they are mostly focusing on the industry focused, or kind of, you will say that grassroots innovation related startups. They always try to blend the social aspect in their startups, because they have realized that they have seen that the market potential of their solutions are already there in our country. But also there is a good sign that many of the startups, they have started focusing on the global problems. So in the Smart India Hackathon, you will find that many startup, many hackathon ideas, we are conducting hackathons with the Singapore and other ASEAN countries and other countries. Mostly our solutions are getting fit with the international problems. So this is the kind of a new trend where the student startups, faculty startups from second and third tier cities, and the kind of angel and VC environment, investment climate we are developing. So we are trying to reduce the outflow of Indian minds to go to the other countries, and in spite, I think now the reverse has been started. Now Indian startups, Indian investors, Indian industrialists, now they are investing heavily in our country now. So this reverse trend of investment, this reverse trend of kind of bringing the foreign opportunities to our ground, our country, and lead by the startups from the Indian academic institutions, those are in the second and third tier cities. This is a new trend. The trend you said, this trend is happening since long, but you are trying to minimize it and having our indigenous developed ecosystem where Atmanirbhar concept will be more predominantly. Yes, you are right, you are right. See, already like IIC, we have started the School Innovation Council and Atal Tinkering Labs by the Niti Aayog. So these are the steps, but still it is not in that form because we have 15 lakh students, 15 lakh schools, out of which only 45,000 schools are by the central government, remaining schools are run by the state government. So respective state government and the central government has to initiate, but the current initiative is only for the central CBSE run schools and it is very less number, only 45,000, and out of that 10,000 institutions have developed it, but not in the full form. And we have the program where IIC in our higher education institutions, now they will act as a mentor institutions to these schools, so that we will bridge the gap between the school and the colleges, and this innovation system, innovation practices, schools will also get an opportunity to participate, and also they will develop this kind of system. So School Innovation Council is one step forward, but still it is not reached the level the way IIC is going. So next 2 to 3 years will be focused much more on school, because school will give the long term advantage, whereas the high school or the higher education will give a short term or the mid term advantage. So when both school and college will go together, then as what the NEP says, NEP is actually that, NEP 2020 says that your school and college, this education system go together, and there should be most alignment between the school education learning and the higher education learning, then only proper learning cycle will happen. So already there are many steps are taken, but still it is less. We have to take much more steps to make it happen. Yes, over to you. Yes. Are you a student? Yes, sir. Okay, which year? Third year. So how big is your team? Currently our team is 7 to 8 people. So first thing, you have to identify which are the actual contributor and make the team, the core team where the actual contributor should be there. The first thing is that. Second thing is that your institute has the incubation unit. Do you have the incubation unit? Do you have the at least the department, concerned department has to give the proper mentorship. And if you are not having the incubation unit here, then you can search an incubation unit nearby, because in Kolkata I think there must be around 5 to 6 good incubators, and if not, at least you can approach the IIT Kharagpur or the IIM Kolkata for the business mentorship. For the technical mentorship, you have to rely on your institute, because your institute already has the technical capability, but what the upgradation you are saying, technical upgradation, for that it needs investment or it needs lots of funding support, right? So search if your institute can have access to their lab, so that you can start working on it, or if not, you have to think about a plan where you have to present your case to the investor or to the incubator. There you will get the support system. So you have to explore all these alternative ways. You cannot bank on only one aspect or one channel, and you have to say that if something is not coming, then I am not progressing. That strategy is not going to work furthermore. So you have to keep your eye and ear open, and you have to explore, if not from here, somewhere else. If not from this city, from another city. For you, market is not the only Kolkata. For you is the whole world, whole country. Accordingly, you have to keep yourself open and accessible, and also you have to ready for pitch your idea, but with some proven concept, with some proven result, so that other side will listen and they will also convince, and they will give you some resources or to start with. If required, go with a partnership. Did not that you will always get a grant. Grants concept is gradually diminishing. Nobody is believing on the grant concept. Everybody believe on the equity concept. Everybody believe on the debt concept. Everybody believe on the kind of seed fund concept. So go for seed fund, go for the equity, and for that incubation units are the best place where you can do this. So search for a right good incubation unit, then take this idea forward. See, it's your call, but I will say that don't go what your mind and heart says. Before that, you have to take all your team members' consent to take into account. Second thing is that if you take advice from experts in this area, and especially take the experts from the investors, or if you know any angel or the VC investor, also if you know any incubation unit, take their advice, because they know that industry trend, because industry trend, the kind of domain you are working, and how the potential, the potential, business potential of that technology. So you have to take all these things account, and also your interest. Are you really interested to take this in a business form? You want to continue with this solution or not? All these things you have to ask yourself. Then only you will come to the conclusion. Don't take any conclusive decision based on simply what your mind says or what your heart says, because it may be biased. So we have to take the whole team's consent into account, and along with a feedback or the opinion from the experts and incubation units. Also you can discuss with your faculty members if you feel somebody is relevant and aligned with your mission, then I think based on that only you have to take. That is my suggestion.
We have a incubation center. Sustainability University does have an incubation center where we have a number of empaneled mentors from the industry who can guide you, help you, as well as for any help, any initial contact. Professor Shoikat Maiti will be your contact person. Be in touch with him and we'll take it forward. Good.
Anybody? Okay, thank you.
and keep involving yourself in the different activities, I'm sure that your success will be there at your doorstep. You feel good. There's a feel good factor in ISE. ISE is not about all about your daily jobs. ISE all about how to listen to your heart, how to go beyond any kind of barrier or anything. It is all about your self-satisfaction. So I'm sure that in coming days people will get in touch with us. It is not a kind of force that we are giving it to you. It is for your betterment. It's a kind of opportunity that we are providing from you in support with the Institute of Innovation Council from the Ministry of HRD, because every time Ministry of HRD giving a lot of funding, lot of opportunities for the young entrepreneurs and the young professionals. I'm sure that coming days you will be getting involved with us, and surely success will be there at your doorstep. So it's a time for the vote of thanks. I would like to invite Ina Madam to give the vote of thanks, and you guys are also waiting for the ACI. All about, but 39 teams, hats off to them, hats off to their ideas of how they have chosen the idea from the different SIH idea, means the idea bank. But out of these teams, we have only selected 15. Don't be disheartened. Maybe your name will not be there in the list. Maybe your name will be there in the list. But don't be disheartened. Surely the next year to the next year, this is just the beginning. As Said told that SIH is not only the platform, Singapore Hackathon is coming, a lot of hackathons are coming, even a lot of many more opportunities are coming in the different form. So keep availing that opportunities, be in touch with us, be in touch with ISE, be a part of ISE. I'm sure that you will feel good. You will feel good. So a lot of time need to be involved, means the involvement will be little required from your side, and I'm sure that you guys can able to do it. So over to Inama, please.
Thank you, Shilpa. Thank you, Mr. Sahu. Mr. Deepan Sahu has come to SNU all the way from Delhi to advise you all, to guide you all. I'm sure you're going to take the key ideas, the words, you'll be following what he has said. The plus point that you have, the benefit that you have is your age on your side, your institute on your side, and your creative minds on your side. So get these three things together and you'll achieve. See, there are two paths in the career journey. One is, I would say, the easy path, which we took, taking up a job, pursuing your entire life, pursuing your career through employment. But there's another route, which is entrepreneurship. Proceed on this, and it will be not a journey for employing yourself alone, but you'll be employing maybe hundreds of families. You'll be supporting number of people, number of families. Look for that. And our country now, as Mr. Sahu was saying, our country has a very large population of young generation. There is where we are ahead of China even. So this young minds, and every young mind is creative. You need to utilize those ideas, creativities. Don't let them go, just lose them away like that. Pursue your ideas. And to pursue your ideas, we are there to help you. The Institution Innovation Council of Sister Nivedita University. We are still young. We are trying to grow. As the university is growing, the IIC is also growing. Professor Shoikat Maiti is here. Myself, Dr. Ramajanjan Bhattacharya, he's the Vice President. Professor Shoikat Maiti is the convener. I'm the President. We have a good infrastructure, incubation center, where we provide space for the startups to come and incubate. That's in Sector 5 we have. Any day you can come and see for yourselves. We have empaneled mentors from the industry and academia who will help you. They are ready to help you out for your patent, for your research work, in any help that you need, even the finances. We are there to help you. At least we will try to help you out your problems. Come up with more ideas. Identify the market needs, the social needs. Identify your talents, your ideas. Match these two up, and you'll get good things, good creative. Where was Uber, Ola? Where was Swiggy? Where was Zomato? Now we have, thanks to COVID, we have got so many new, as Mr. Sahu was saying, we've got so many new startups that have come up. So all the best to you all, and let's wait for the results of SIH.
So I'd like to invite again, Deepan sir, please.
Again, we are fortunate, you are fortunate that he's here to announce the results.
It was, if I'm not very wrong, 2018 that idea has come up with, but it has got a tremendous response. SIH is a big hit, and this is supposed to be the third round they're running up SIH. Even the Singapore Hackathon is one of the best platform to showcase your talents, to showcase your innovations and all. So he is the best person to announce this result. So I'd like to invite sir to please announce the name of the teams which they have finalized. We have already finalized 15 teams because we are having a cap of 15, and because the mentors are limited. So that's why this year we have come up with 15. But the next year onwards, if we will get more and more number of participants, more and more vibrant ideas are coming from your side, more and more solutions will be coming from your side. Definitely we will panel more, but this time we'll stick to 50. So,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, let's begin with, this is the only shortlisted one, not the winners. And I think from this shortlisted one, we will going to nominate for the national hackathon, right?
Right.
So I say these are the shortlisted one, but at the institute level, you are the shortlisted one.
And let me name all these 15 and you come together or once like this. So the first is the Spy Dev and Rishabh Dey is the team leader name. Then the next team is Lemons and team leader is called Devankana Mulik. Next the team name is Vision, Kausik Samadher, Tech Titans, Subranil Talukdar, AI Real, Swapnil Saha, Fuzzy.x, Archisman Roy, Winged Serpent, Himadri Das, Out of Bound Exception, Arunima Chatterjee, Mind Query, Tushar Mukhopadhyay, Innovision India, Aniket Rai, 01, Nimesh Kumar, Team Udyogi, Kajal Jaiswal, Hackwave Nexus, Deepan Srimani, Siftox, SK Wasim Rajak, Cool Edge Code, Monami Nandi. So a big round of applause for all these people. Those are get shortlisted, and I wish all the best because I think this is the beginning. This is just the beginning, and don't take it. This is that you have achieved something, but this is the beginning of your achievement. So keep on improving upon it, keep on working on it, and identify the sustainability part and the scalability part. If you will not work on scalability component, if you will not work upon the sustainable component, then I think it will not.
These tips are extremely vital because he is from the recipient end. Try to understand. He is from the recipient end, from the central team. So whatever the tips, Dipan Sahu, the last minute tips, which Dipan Sahu is giving it to you, it is a kind of jargon for you all. Take this jargon and try to build up that one as a very small component of your project. Okay.
So the moment I say scalability means
How this solution, once it will be in the full form of it, how it will be adopted, right? The scalability. That means how it will reach to scale, how it will reach to the many.
See, a project that's not scalable cannot be successful.
And the second component is called sustainability. When I say sustainability, that means it is not only for the money, it is also include the people, it also includes the social, it also includes the environment, and also it includes the business opportunity for each and every stakeholder are going to be part of this program. That means starting from the sourcing of the raw material, that is from your bottom to the top, the end user. So starting from the sourcing of the raw material, the procurement to till the end user, every stakeholder, those are going to be part of this business or this solution has to benefited. It's not only for getting profit and get out of the market. It's not this. So think about the scalability and the sustainability aspect. You definitely success because this is the only more than 60% of the startups failed because of these two components because they have not included. And always take that this problem, the solution what you are developing is for a bigger mass or a society or industry or a market. Don't think that somebody has given this problem and we have just developed it and you will get the certificate, then everything is over. If you think on that, no issue, that's also people are getting benefit, but you will not leverage its fullest capacity. If you want to leverage up to its fullest capacity, then you have to think all these two components, and your team is very, very crucial because as a single person you can't develop it. You have to develop a team having complementary skill sets and having right mindset and the commitment that they will stay together during odd situation, challenging situation, survive through and then flourish with this commercialization of this innovation. With this, I will again wish all the best and thank you all for your kind of a commitment and involving yourself in the very rewarding career path of to become an innovator and an entrepreneur, because it is always feel pride to say that you are an innovator, you are an entrepreneur. Hardly anybody will get this kind of opportunity. So a big opportunity for you, another opportunity is waiting for you. So please grab one by one and become the leader in this startup domain and this innovation sector. Thank you all.
All of you present here, why don't you come up for a group photo?
Yes, come.
And in the entire program, we are going live on our SNU YouTube channel. So please ask your friends to see. Those who have missed today's program may watch it on our channel.